on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho.
Yeah, let's get it going. Football is here, live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho, brought to you by The Sportscast. Today is September 12th, 2024. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to The Sportscast on all our channels, YouTube, X, Spotify, iTunes, and we are all on all your podcasting streaming areas like Stitcher, Spotify. If you have Apple Podcasts, please subscribe, notify, and leave a review. It'll help us out tremendously. Also, please, if you like what you're seeing, smash the like button, the notification button here on YouTube, and you get notified every time we're on live on Thursday at 8 p.m. and get caught up with some of the shows of the previous week. All right, let's get going. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday at 8 p.m. Let's get going. Mr. Byron Jones, how are you? And welcome to after the first week of the NFL.
Yeah, it was that week. It wasn't no fun.
It wasn't any fun. All righty. It was a very low offensive production week, except unless you were the 49ers, no?
Yeah, well, the Vikings, too.
What's that?
The Vikings.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit. All right. So we got one of our regular guests on the show, our resident, our expert. Let's bring him on. He's in our green room. All righty, Mr. Joey Bag of Donuts of the Donut Bag, right, Joe?
Correct. Hello, everyone.
Donut Bag. He's a regular ghost, major Pittsburgh fan. He's going to update us on what's going on. And so we're going to talk about welcome, as always. Welcome to the show. We always have good cups, you and I, Joe. So welcome. I am out at the Tower Club in Fort Lauderdale. We had an event here, and I've been nonstop ever since trying to get loaded. So welcome to the show, Joe. How you doing?
Very good. My team didn't score much either, but they won.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get into the Pittsburgh piece in a little bit, but let's get started with probably a little bit of misery and Mr. Byron Jones. All right, the lynch mob is out.
Full force.
For Daniel Jones, you want to give our listeners some things that are going on? We can make fun of their uniform. I mean, I don't think there's anything we can't make fun of on this week's play.
Let's see. Let's start with the uniforms. The uniforms were absolutely awful. Even though it's for their 100-year anniversary of NFL, the uniforms look terrible. They played terrible. So just everything kind of fit all nicely in a tight box. Because but the one thing they're not bringing up is the fact that highly paid edge rusher Brian Burns didn't do a thing the whole game. Thibodeau, all that talk, got stronger, whatever. He didn't do anything. The only guy that really balled out was Dexter Lawrence. Mysteriously, Isaiah Simmons didn't play at all, even though he's supposed to be like the nickelback, jack of all trades, linebackers on defense. And we really do need some help at quarterback because Deonte Banks by himself, not happening. And let's just bring up Daniel Jones by itself. We really, it's bad when they're burning his jerseys already. One guy with that used to play there calls him Doodoo Can Jones now. That's his new name.
That's what an ex-player said?
Yes. Doodoo Can Jones. That's what he called him. And it's like, the poor guy, man, they're already calling for him to be benched after the first game, calling for, Dable to be fired, calling for Shane. Everything is good. It's like crazy up here. As far as they just want a clean house. They already want to draft Sanders or Ewers or Beck or this guy or that. They're already at that stage already. Already. Don't even forget the rest of the 16 games. We're worried about who's going to be the next quarterback. It's even so bad where people even hurt. First, they said that we want him to get hurt, but if he gets hurt, that injury clause kicks in, so he gets even more money. So they had to stop saying that. So basically, just want him to get fined, not fined, but just sit on the bench, collect the check for the rest of the year, and be done with him after 6 years.
Oh man, listen, Byron. Byron, look, I know we were going back and forth on on texting and so forth about guys getting open, but I wasn't able to take a snapshot. But that first of all, I understand it. Wood, you always like to just be the opposite side, which is good for our show, right? We're going to kind of counter each other, but you like doing it just to have some fun. But man, come on, Byron, man, you got to be true to the game and true to our podcast, bro. Let's start with the easy one, okay? The red zone interception, and Joey, I want to get your opinion. That red zone interception that he threw, okay? Come on, Byron. With my old bad knees, I would have picked him off. He threw it into triple coverage. He looked at the receiver the whole time, and if you look from the wide screen, if you look horizontally, Neighbors was open coming on the left side. He threw it into triple coverage and looked the receiver the whole way and just threw it right to the other team. So what does that guy do? Who's open? We had a guy open. He wasn't looking anywhere else. So, he was open. Neighbors was open.
What can you say, man? He's been...
And he had time. He wasn't rushed on that interception.
He's seeing ghosts now, like Sam Darnold. He's seeing ghosts now. That's what Sam Darnold said when all the things kicked in. He's seeing ghosts and mysterious things pass in front of his face and things that should be there. He's not seeing. He's just at this point, I can't give up on the guy, but that interception was just
that's in the end zone.
Yeah.
Okay, and remember when we used to debate and argue about Jones, what was my biggest issue? My biggest issue was, and Joey, you probably remember some of this, that he was terrible in the red zone. Right? He was great downfield, so we had a score from outside the red zone. Once we're in the red zone, it was just bad. And he demonstrated again. I'm trying to see if I can find the image. Joey, what are your thoughts on that interception in the end zone? Because we'll go to the next one, which was even worse.
Normally, week one of the NFL is a time, this time of year, the time after week one, is a time for overreaction. We have one game under our belt, and we think, and we overreact. Here, you're underreacting. It's actually worse than Byron is saying. Don't even bother playing the rest of the games. That's how bad the Giants are. I don't think Daniel Jones should be benched. I think he should be arrested and sent to Guantanamo Bay, Europe, one of those black sites or something like that. One of those underground places. You got a lot of problems here, folks. Okay. Daniel Jones has thrown more touchdowns to the other team than his own. You got problems.
Okay, I hope I can show this image. All right, because it's on Twitter. I'm wondering if I could, Joey, you know more on this stuff, right? Because I know I can't certain footage, right? But there's somebody posted a video on Twitter, Fox Sports. Am I allowed to post that? I'm just gonna post a picture, not the video.
Okay.
Am I? Do you know?
Yeah, it should be fine. It's just a tweet, so yeah, you're fine.
It's a tweet that I'm not doing the whole video, so I'm not taking it from anything. So I'm just gonna show you, Byron, because you didn't answer me. You were like, "Who's gonna be open?" And I'm like, "Okay, you got to look at this." Okay, it's a tweet from Anthony something. All right, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you guys see? Do you see the image?
Yes.
Yeah,
See if I can
man.
blow this
Yeah.
Okay. He's throwing it here. You should. I don't know if you could see where I'm circling. You see where he's throwing it? Look at
yeah,
Neighbors. Don't tell me Neighbors isn't open. 1 purple, 2 purple. I mean, it's hard for me to mark it. I don't know if you could see it, but do you see number 1 on the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, he's open. Yes or no, Joe?
Yes.
And he made some catches with people not even close to him. He had time. He threw it into triple coverage.
Maybe that was his first read.
No, that was his only read. He only
you know,
that's all he looked
There
at.
you go.
I don't want to
Yeah,
hold
that's his
short
first.
too-
That's his
I don't wanna
first
stay
read.
too long. Huh?
That's his first read.
Are you still seeing my screen or no?
No.
No.
Okay, good, because I wanted to get it off. Okay, I just wanted to show you that because I want to get it. I am telling you, I rewound it 15 times at home.
Why? Be miserable?
Because I had to prepare for you. Because
For
your
me?
answer is somebody's got to get open. This and that, dude. That was he threw it to triple coverage with Malik Neighbors wide open.
He didn't
Okay.
see him.
So that's number 1.
He didn't see him.
Number 2, the worst one. The only thing worse than the second interception that he threw was Will Travis. Is that his name or Travis? What's the guy's name for Tennessee?
Will
The quarterback? Will Levis.
Will
Okay.
Levis.
Will Levis.
That was
Yeah.
that was we're gonna go into that one. Okay. That was the worst one of the weekend. Right? That guy should be fined $200,000. Okay. Well, let's go to the next interception for Daniel Jones. Okay. Byron, tell me that wasn't your dream interception for you. You were a defensive end. Don't tell me that a quarterback should not be reading who's in front of you in a screen.
That's how I scored in the preseason game off a screen pass against Pittsburgh back in the day.
That's how you scored.
Screen pass.
A screen
Tipped it.
pass.
Yes.
Okay. But you tipped it. To me, tipping it is more athletic on your part than catching it right into your belly. That dude, I bet that defensive end, I don't even think he expected to have the ball.
No, he didn't.
He was surprised.
Put it right. He put it right in the bread basket. Right in the bread basket.
He turned, looked, and just threw it. Dude, I don't get it. Aren't you supposed to turn, look, and if it's not there, you got to check off real quick or throw it over his head. I don't care what you do. He threw it directly to him for a pick 6. Joe?
See, something is very wrong with Daniel Jones.
He got paid.
No, there you go.
It's club soda, by the way.
Yeah, okay, sure it is.
I don't know.
I don't drink.
I don't know. He is so broken at this point. He just got to sit down and figure it out. You cannot play this dude anymore. I don't care how much he makes. Drew Lock is supposed to be a good backup. Put him in there. I would give Daniel Jones maybe another half. You got 2 quarters to fix this, buddy. Otherwise, you're gone.
Yeah, I mean, they're just look. Let's be clear; they're bad overall, all over, right? I mean, it's not just the quarterback, right? But there's quarterbacks that lost that didn't look that bad.
Yeah, but the whole team was bad because look on the defense.
The whole team is bad, no doubt. Yes.
When Dexter Lawrence wasn't in, they ran the ball at will. They ran it right down the field when he was in.
Mm-hmm.
When he was out, then when he comes out in. You know, and they even knew, like, you know, check to if he's in, we're gonna do this. If he's out, we're gonna check to a run, and they did that the whole game because they don't have quality backup. But you know, and we're gonna go on about that. How is it that I've said this? How is it that after 3 years we're getting ready to start rebuilding again? That's where this is headed. They're gonna, they're gonna draft it. Yeah, but whose fault is it? Whose fault is
Dable,
this?
the coach and the GM.
Well,
That's whose fault it is.
I think it's a marathon.
And, you know, it's the ownership.
It's a
They're
marathon.
meddling. They like to meddle. They're meddling.
It's not, Joe. It's not like we've been bad for 3 years. We've been bad for longer than 3 years.
About 10 years.
Okay, so you know, I'm not putting it.
At least you made the great decision to get rid of Saquon Barkley because he hasn't done anything with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm bringing that up next.
Sorry.
Hold on, we're bringing that up. That's coming up next. You know I'm coming up for it, right? So look, I don't want to dredge his misery. It was just terrible. Let me tell you, Sam Darnold looked pretty good for Sam Darnold, but that goes to tell you that Minnesota, they're actually pretty good globally because I didn't think they would do as well when Kirk Cousins left, missed the contract, right? But at the end of the day, he looked pretty good, Sam Darnold, and Darnold was a top pick,
Yeah,
But
but he got two good receivers. Jefferson and Addison is not a slug. They
yeah,
have good receivers.
but neighbors, I think neighbors is going to be a star. Okay, he made some good catches. He was open. We're just not getting the ball to him.
It's the coaching.
And it's GM.
Okay, it's the GM, but look at last year. I believe it was last year when Joshua Dobbs had to come in for Kirk Cousins when Kirk Cousins got hurt. Joshua Dobbs, they just picked him up. They literally just picked him up, and he did well with Minnesota because they have such good coaching. Dable is supposed to be a wonderful offensive coach. What the heck is going on? That dude isn't lasting past week 6 at this point.
Well, we're going to get into that next. All right. Anything else, Byron? Oh, hold on. We got it. We got it. Well, look, we got our resident Eagle fan. He's got a big grin on his face. He's in the green room, like chomping at the bit to get in.
Geez.
And look, we give him a lot of turn the switch. We give him a lot of tea. So we got to let him on because he's about to rip into us. So welcome to the stage, Mr. Eazy-E Eric Winters.
What's going on, fellas?
What's happening, bro? All right, give
Hey,
it to us.
I miss talking to all my favorite old uncles.
Give it to
Oh,
us. That reminds us of our
What's up?
age all the time, man. He better look as good as us, Byron, when he's our age.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So look, we were talking about obviously Giants getting beat up, and you got your kid. So at least you got your kid in the car, so we don't have to worry about because we know we're PG. So you stay PG.
Oh no, I'm definitely gonna do that.
All right, so we were just talking about the two. I mean, he was horrendous, Daniel Jones, but talking about the two horrendous interceptions. I just showed a screenshot that on that triple coverage interception in the end zone, Malik Neighbors was open on the left, and he watched the receiver the whole time and threw it into triple coverage. What are your comments on the terrible Giants?
I'm about to order some food, so I'm probably gonna have to get back to you on that. But I'm just gonna say go Birds because that's what I came on here to talk about. But I don't want to just jump to that.
Go Barkley. Say something about Barkley right now.
I was going to get
Say
to that.
something
Hold on,
right
let me
now
order
about
my
Barkley.
food.
Go.
Let me order my food real quick.
All right, then come back. We'll let you go. But we'll talk about Barkley in a few minutes. Come on back, okay? I'm gonna remove you and then add you. Let me know when you're ready. All right. So he deserves to give us what he needs to. You know what I'm saying? But let's go into the next. Let's go. Anything else, Byron? I mean, I just think it is. Dude, we picked them to beat the Vikings.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, and I don't know what to do from this point on.
Well,
You know what I mean?
you see how bad it is now. I'm already looking for a first pick Giant fan, 2025. I'm at that stage, or the first pick in the 2025 drafts. I'm at that stage already. That's soon.
All righty, let's go into the next one. Barkley. This is Joe. You want to bring up who should be accountable for trading Barkley? And you know how my feeling was. They didn't trade him. Who's for just letting him go?
We know what happened. We saw what happened in Hard Knocks. This is an organizational failure. They could have had him. They could have kept him. They decided to let him go. It is an organization failure. Owner, GM, everybody involved failed here. And look at him now.
Mm-hmm. Byron?
Well, I don't know what else to say, man.
He's silent, man. We gotta stop the show right now. Byron can't stay in 5 years.
Man, that hurt watching this dude, man, ball out the way he did. Like when the first play, fell down. I was, there he goes, falling down 3 yards behind the line. Yeah, it's gonna be yeah. The next he's got 3 touchdowns, almost 100 yards rushing, behind a real line. He wasn't getting the ball, and as soon as he got the ball, they was busting him in the mouth. And I'm sure he was like, whoa, hey, what's up with that? That's a real lineup. They're touching, it wasn't, I was being a hater. still gonna be a hater, but yeah, oh, it hurt. It hurt bad.
Oh, here, let Dave. Okay, we gotta let Eric back on the stage. All right, Eric, we
So
got you back.
so that's what Saquon looked like when he ran behind the real offensive line. That's a shot at y'all because y'all didn't want to pay him.
That's his.
And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because the who's your new guy that's the head of personnel as far as bringing guys in and out.
Shane.
He lied to the owner.
Joe
He
Shane.
should get fired. Yeah, he need to get fired because the way that he lied to that man in his face, talking about basically to a certain extent, we don't want Saquon. We want to go with the quarterback. Like I don't understand what that was about. Then on top of that, you recorded this man in a conversation that was supposed to be personal between you and the organization, and you tried to oust him to make it seem like, oh, he didn't want to be back here. No, you just didn't want to pay him because you wanted to show everybody how smart you was. Now look how smart you look. So far as Saquon being in Philly, he's a Pennsylvania guy. He's back home. Thank you. We appreciate y'all, and we make sure we handle him with care.
Well, all right. So let me go for the record because I know Byron's been hating the whole time. Number one, I said this on our show, and Joe, I believe you're there or you've heard me say it, right? Byron, you said it. If he comes to MetLife and balls out, those guys are being fired. And I'm telling you, if he balls out, they're going to be fired, right? They got to be. I don't care what they're saying, right? Because one and two, I'm a Barkley fan. I'm happy for him. I'm not happy that he's in a division rival, but I'm happy he succeeded. I told you he was good. We had this discussion before. Remember, we had a debate, Joe. I don't know if you remember. We had a debate between Zeke and Saquon. I always like Saquon. He can catch. He can run. What did he score? 3 touchdowns, 1 in the air, 2 running. Okay, and so I'm happy for Saquon. I like him. He's always been a good Giant. He's a good guy, right? But and look, would he have helped us win? No. But who would you really build this team around? Barkley or Daniel Jones? I'm happy for him. And I think he's the missing ingredient for – I still think Philly – we're going to talk about Philly. I think Philly still got some issues. I don't know what it is. They got some issues. But Barkley definitely he's a game changer for Philadelphia.
Here you go with that bad juju again. Here you go. As soon as you started that, then we tanked for 10 games. Like I'm like, oh
that's
God.
Not true, Derek.
That's your bad juju. Here you go.
That's your memory. Like you've been with Byron too long, man. You're gonna deny the flag. I told you all last year that you guys kept winning ugly, and you were like, "Oh, bro, but we're winning." No. You're just winning ugly. You guys are playing to your potential. Something's wrong, and sure enough, it came out this year. I'm just saying that Jalen Hurts still isn't. I'd like to see him. I think that he peaked prior to last year. He doesn't seem to be getting better yet. Now, let's say there's more time, but all of last year and then right now, I just think there's something wrong. Either he doesn't like Sirianni, something is going on there. And they came out this year that he was calling plays. He would just change it regardless what Sirianni ends up throwing the pick. Joe?
No. There was something wrong with the Eagles in general last year.
Uh-oh.
Jalen Hurts is fine. He's an elite quarterback.
It's coming from a Pittsburgh guy.
Something with the coaches, the organization. Who knows what the heck was going on? But hopefully they fixed that. They figured it all out. They got good coaches now. Jalen Hurts is going to be fine. I think that was just a minor blip. The guy is an elite talent. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's going to show it this year.
Hey,
you know what? I knew you was a PA guy. I love you, man.
But he hasn't shown it. He hasn't shown it yet. You can't say he did. He looked great this weekend. He wasn't he didn't ball out for me, right? Barkley did. Jalen didn't, right? But hey, again, I'm happy for Barkley. I think Shane should be held accountable. I think Dable. I think it's a problem, but it's not that Barkley with the Giants will win. I'm happy he's where he's at. And I said it. Him going to Philadelphia with that line and all the other weapons, he's gonna he's a game changer for that team. Byron?
Well, wait till October 20th when the Philadelphia Eagles come to MetLife. And if, like I said, if Saquon Barkley comes there and runs for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, those 2 guys are getting fired. That's like, just like win. They're done at the end of the season because the whole season is just going to go right down the tubes.
Well, I think Barkley's going to keep balling out, right? I think they're going to. If Barkley doesn't ball out right now, I think teams are now worried. If they're starting to think about Barkley, now AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, they're going to light it up, man. I mean, you got a problem there, right? I mean, now you're worried. You got a 3-touchdown running back. You can't forget about their receivers.
And you can't. Well, you also have a running back that catches like a wide receiver. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you're trying to shut Barkley down, you gotta be careful because Brown is gonna light it up. Smith's gonna light it up, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, look, I'm happy. I know Byron, you ain't, but I'm happy for Barkley. I'd like to see him do well, no matter what.
I'm a hater. I'm a hater. Always be a hater.
I know you. I always like Barkley. You knew it. I always defended him. Everybody started saying about his injuries and this and that. I just said, look what he was playing with, and what he was playing with, he was still putting up the yards. So, but anyhow, let's get out of misery. Congratulations for you, Eric, and Philadelphia. I think.
Thank you.
I was happy to see Barkley do well. To be honest with you, I think that I don't think Philadelphia played as great. As I still think they're a better team than they're playing. On paper, they're a better team. Joe?
Who, the Giants?
No, Philadelphia.
Oh no, I think the Eagles will be fine. Like you said,
They're a better team than they played this Sunday. Is my point.
Well, that come from us not playing preseason games. You know that, right?
In the switch, Byron.
No, I'm serious. Like I'm serious. We all talk. Well, you back in the day when you older guys used to play 5 preseason games, it really wasn't an issue. It was 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then
we had leather helmets.
No, not only that, they used to box like 20 rounds. So like these guys ain't even built to do that any longer, and it's sad. And the reason why I say it's sad is because the product that we put out there on the field in San Paulo, that was not football. That was a preseason game. They just got paid like it's a regular season game.
Okay, so I want to document this right now. Okay, give me the week, Eric, so I can hold you to fire. Okay, give me the week where the preseason, the preseason stuff is now out of the window. Tell me the game that they're going to be at full throttle playing great football.
Are we talking about the Eagles?
Yeah.
Or are we talking about the NFL?
No, the Eagles. I don't who care. You shouldn't care about the Eagles.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say what I always say. Real football is not played until the snow hit the ground anyway. So when the leaves hit the ground, that's when real football is played.
That's
now the actual number I can't give you. But if you're asking me when is Jalen Hurts going to start performing, I'm gonna say
the team in general. I'm saying the team in general.
The team in general. I'm gonna say after the 4th game.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, everybody heard it. You heard it on Jersey Boy Sports Talk. Okay, Game 5. These guys should be playing balls out.
Yeah, because that's where you get the football toughness from hitting the ground and from getting up. And some of those injuries are starting to come up too. Like right now, they have no injuries whatsoever, except for a guy that got butt hurt, and he said he twisted his ankle because he didn't want to go to one of the most gangsters countries in the world. Like he's like, oh yeah, I'm not starting. Oh, my ankle hurt. Pay me $51 million, and I'm gonna stay in Philly and do nothing. Like really? That's what we gonna do? And then with our defensive coordinator, he ain't no joke. He's super old school. So he was like, yo, you really not gonna play? Like because you got benched? All right, stay here then. We don't even need you to come with us. And then I'm gonna let this young boy from Georgia ball out. And then when we come back to Philly, you still ain't getting your spot. So now he kind of saw we try. Honestly, I'm not sure, but they was trying to trade him before we left. So I don't know how that's working out, but I know we ain't have. One thing is certain to us for sure. We're not having any distractions this year. We're not having none of that. Nick Sirianni messed it up for everybody. Anybody that come in there and they're not with the program got to go. Especially because Nick Sirianni, when he messed it up, when he should have just been a glorified cheerleader instead of calling them whack plays that he was calling that we had to keep switching up. Yeah, so that's over with. But let me let other people have the floor. Matter of fact, why are we not talking about Pittsburgh and the merry-go-round of a quarterback carousel they got going on?
Because it's our show.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we're crystal clear. Whether it's Philly, Pittsburgh, it don't matter. It's the Jersey Boy Sports Talk. I ain't Philly Sports Talk. I ain't
I'm
Pittsburgh
sorry.
Sports Talk. We're good. We're respecting you guys because we appreciate you on our show. But make sure we're clear. It's the Jersey Boy Sports Talk. So we're gonna get there. But there's a lot of stuff. It's week one. Man, think about it. We were dying what we wanted to talk about for the whole how many months, right? When it ended, this was tough. Now the season started. Now we're gonna
I
start.
feel
rolling.
bad for you guys because y'all got to deal. I don't even think it's Danny Dimes' fault. I just think he just
It's
needs
Danny
a
Dimes'
new
fault. All right,
place.
we got to move on, Eric.
I don't think it's his fault.
All right, don't worry about it. We done. We're miserable. So let's keep going.
Is it the
All right.
coach's fault?
It's the organization. It's from top down, man. It's the coach. It's the GM. It's the ownership. I mean, they just
Well,
been
yeah,
bad.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you totally on that.
We're bad. I mean, that's it. I don't
Yo,
know. what else to say.
Dude had some balls lying to y'all. The GM,
Ooh,
he lied
great.
right to that man in his face about
Got it.
Saquon.
All right, let's keep going. All right, so which team? Who were the best teams in week one? Joe, who do you
San
think were the
Fran.
best teams? Joe,
San Fran, Kansas City look good. You know what they all had in common? They
Well, let's go.
actually
Kansas
played
City.
for
Let's
Kansas
get
City.
the names first. Kansas City,
Uh-huh.
49ers.
Who else looked good?
What is it? Green Bay.
No, Saints.
Well, Saints played a high school team.
Okay,
I was about to say that.
Saints balled out. Tampa looked
Yeah,
good.
right.
Tampa looked pretty
This was
good.
Derek Carr
Tampa
all of a
looked real
sudden
good.
looked like Johnny Unitas.
Okay, and unfortunately, Dallas looked pretty good.
Oh, Dallas looked good.
They were
Oh,
dominant
yeah.
as usual in the beginning. They were
Now
dominant.
Cleveland's in trouble. Cleveland
Cleveland
has their own
is terrible.
problems.
Byron, who do you think? What are the best? What are the best teams for week one? You think?
49ers, the Detroit Lions, Cowboys.
Oh yeah,
might as well
Lions.
say them. Yep, Lions. Seahawks look good. Yeah, it's quite a few. So that are a lot better than you thought they were gonna be.
All right, Eric.
Same here. 49ers, Dallas. I gotta give Dallas their props. They sat on their hands with the contract situation and they came out firing. But we're gonna see how long that's gonna last. Who else? Detroit looked good. I'm gonna hate because Carr plays good in the beginning of the season, but we already know New Orleans, they're not going nowhere. But those are the teams that I saw that I was like, all right, these guys actually practice.
You got to turn your car light on, man. I feel like you're in the witness protection program.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We can't see you. There you go. All right, just be careful because you're driving, so don't mess up.
I'm only a block away from home. I just wanted to make sure I
Just
jumped
be
on the show because I love talking to my favorite uncles.
Let's go. All right, so I think I think overall offensively, NFL looked terrible this week. But of those teams, I think I agree with everybody. The teams that you guys mentioned. All right, who do you think are the best 5 teams right now? How would you rank,
I forgot about KC.
How would you rank them, Byron?
You doing that already?
Wow.
Yeah, just week one. I mean,
Doing it already?
It's preseason. It should be easy. It's not that hard. Number one is
Chiefs.
Yep.
Number one. 49ers 2.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles 3. Lions.
I knew you would
4.
come around.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you would
Lions
come
4.
around.
And the Cowboys 5.
Okay. Well, Joe, what would you got?
You're forgetting about the Bills. I'd say Chiefs 1, 49ers 2, Bills 3, Ravens 4. No, what? Lions 3, Bills 4, Ravens 5.
Okay. Eric?
49ers. I'm gonna give it to the 49ers because they beat us. The Chiefs because they're always prepared. I don't know about the Ravens, the Cowboys, and then I'm gonna say us because I want us to spank all of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Chiefs, 49ers, Detroit. That's 3, right? Detroit, the Cowboys, unfortunately, but it's game 1. And I'm saying that played really well. And I'm missing one.
Oh, you don't come around to the Detroit Lions. You're coming to the Wilson family. There you go.
Yes.
Step into the light.
Uh,
Step into the light with the Detroit Lions.
I'm trying to figure out who we got here. I think Philly's better. I don't think we're the top 5 teams out of here. But he put here Brown Cowboys. Let's see. Yeah, I'd say I probably put let's go up there. I'll put the Bills. I think the Bills look pretty good there. All right, so we got that. I think those are. And look, each week is going to change, but Kansas City looks. They look still tough, man.
Who did the Bills play?
They're playing right now.
No, the Bills are playing Miami. The Bills played the Cardinals.
So we ranking them off of them playing the Cardinals?
Well, we're ranking the Cowboys playing off of their things too. So it's not, it's just how they performed. You know what I mean?
They scored 34.
Yeah.
So do the Eagles then.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm getting my next piece up. Okay. So let's go. Let's get into where I want to get into a little bit. All right. Let's go here. This is one's for you, Joe. Ready?
Ready.
Boom. Should Wilson start? What do you think about Justin Fields? And should he come back if he's not?
Russell Wilson is hurt. Unfortunately, he's been hurt basically all of training camp. He had a calf injury. He re-aggravated that injury last week. And so they are being ultra cautious. He's probably going to miss this game and the next game and possibly even more. So to Justin Fields, and really Justin Fields was pretty good in week 1. He didn't make any mistakes. He used his legs. He didn't have the greatest passing game, but he did make some passes. He was okay. For when he was basically told he was going to start last minute, so he didn't have much prep. This week might be different, and Broncos aren't very good, but Justin Fields he might be the long-term solution for quarterback for the Steelers.
Well, let me respond to that. Okay, he may be long-term solution. I agree, but I don't think he looked good at all. The Steelers did what they did last year without this talent, meaning they won in the fourth quarter with their defense, which is what you did last year, right? It was the defense that carried you, and now you got 2 quarterbacks. I think he had prep time because Russell was hurt and he was getting a lot of the snaps. Right. So I think he has to play. If Russell isn't hurt, I'd start Russell. Okay. I don't think he did enough for me to convince me that the guy I said that was going to be my starter should. Now, if you're saying Russell's going to be out that much, then this is his job to lose. Then I wouldn't give it to Russell if you're out that much. And hey, but if you guys continue to win like you won last year with Justin Fields in the fourth quarter, right, without offense, I think I give Russell a shot. Byron? All right, Joe, I'll let you respond to that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, let's say, hypothetically, it is another 2 weeks until Russell Wilson is healthy. Let's say in that time, the Steelers go 3-0. How do you bench a guy that went 3-0? You ride him, baby. You ride him. Justin Fields might be the quarterback the rest of the season if he doesn't get hurt.
Okay, that's a good point there. Byron?
I'm sorry. I was listening to what you were saying.
No, Byron,
but you guys were talking about Pittsburgh and their situation that's going on.
Yeah.
I like the fact that problem is in Pittsburgh because they got the right type of coach that can handle it. Not only that, while I don't know, I guess I'm gonna say he's patting one on the back, but he's actually grooming the next one. As far as the head coach, he's the right type of guy. So what I'm gonna say, to a certain extent, I don't know about that injury. I'm not too sure if it's a real injury. I think he's just not himself right now. And I'm talking about Russ because he could cook still, but I just think it's just in his head. And as far as your young guy, do you really want to throw him out there to the Wolves or to see if he could actually carry a franchise? It's not too many Ben Roethlisbergers that like players like that could carry a franchise. There's not too many Cam Newtons like that because, like, if you look at his talent, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna put my money on that horse. I think I'm gonna go with the dancing pretty guy, Harry Belafonte, because that's what he looked like.
Byron?
So
No,
Byron,
if they were
you-
healthy, you
Byron, are you
play
there?
Russell
Can you
Wilson,
hear
no
us?
doubt.
I'm
well,
sorry.
Russell Wilson, if he was healthy and nothing was wrong with him and mentally or physically, hands down, he was an MVP quarterback at one point. He won a Super Bowl. Now this young guy, yeah, he a greyhound, and yes, he can run, yes, he can throw, but his mind ain't right. Like he not ready. But y'all got the perfect coach to guide his hand. But how long does the coach have compared to the player? And is that player going to get that coach fired, even though he got the contract? Because I know
He's not gonna get
for a
Tomlin
fact,
fired.
huh?
He's not gonna get
I
Tomlin.
don't know. Pittsburgh was about to walk him out the door, and he had a winning record right before they actually gave him that contract. Or we forgot about that.
Pittsburgh don't fire coaches.
Yeah, well, he was about to be the first.
They've had 4 coaches in their entire freaking history. They ain't firing Tomlin. Tomlin's a god there. Byron, respond.
Yes, sir. This is my question. How was the offensive line for Pittsburgh? This is for Joey. How did the line play? Did he get
Very
sacked a lot?
good. The line was above average, considering they're dealing with a bunch of injuries and they have like they're dealing with rookies, players that are injured. Considering all that, they played relatively well. I think Fields had 2 sacks or something like that. So, but still, overall, the line was good.
Okay, and they were able to run the ball. So that's what
Yes.
Tomlin wants to be able to do: protect the quarterback, run the ball. I think, me personally, that Justin Fields is going to be the guy probably for the rest of the year because of just the way the line is playing, and then they run the ball, and they got a great defense. The defense is a beast, and he's going to run the ball, don't make turnovers. Defense keeps us in the game. Just do enough to win the game. That's it.
See,
Okay, well, hold
when
on
you,
a second.
when
Let
you
me-
say
Joe,
Fields
let me
did not have a good game,
Mhm.
Go ahead. Sorry.
All right, let me just look. He didn't. He had an okay game. I mean, he didn't. But let me tell you, like last year, okay? So if I go here, you lost against the Steelers. 49ers first game, no big deal, okay? Next game, you win 26-22. Again, in the fourth quarter. You guys, most of the games last year, you guys were losing until the fourth quarter, right? Then you won 23-18 against the Raiders. Then you lost against the Texans, which was a good Texans team. Then you won 17-10. Right. Then you won 24-17 against the Rams. Then you won 20-10. Right. Then 20-16, 23-19. Right. Then you lost 13-10. I mean, this is with subpar quarterback. Right. Justin Fields is an upgrade. I don't care how many snaps he has compared to what you had last year. So my expectation, whoever those 2 are in there, should be producing better than you did last year. And I don't think that was demonstrated this weekend.
Okay, but here's the difference. Okay, first of all, when you say Fields did not have a good game, he didn't ball out, he didn't throw any touchdowns. Okay, fine. But that's by design. Tomlin wants to win this game on defense. And that's what happened. Now, the difference between this year and last year is last year, yeah, they were winning those close games, low scoring games. But the difference is that offense was so bad last year that almost every drive was a 3 and out. So the defense would do their job. They would stop them. And then the offense would come out and have a 3 and out. And the defense would have to come right back out there. This past game, the Steelers had long sustained drives. So they gave the defense a chance to rest, to be more effective. So yeah, they didn't score touchdowns and they played ultra conservative, but that is by design because they want to have low scoring games where the defense wins it for them. So yeah, that's not ideal to hit 6 field goals, but that's the general plan is win on running and defense.
I understand what you're saying, and I can respect that. I just agree to disagree because the reason you got these guys was knowing you had a good defense. So in other words, you already proved that you did it without them. This has to be an upgrade. It has to demonstrate an upgrade. Okay. For not putting the ball in the end zone and relying on 6 field goals is scary. Okay.
Yes,
You
I
guys
agree.
also won a lot of your games. You were losing most of the game. You won a ton of the games in the fourth quarter, right? That's not a game plan. Right, so your overall yards wasn't you know what your overall yards wasn't even that impressive. The only thing that your overall yards was 270 yards. You had 137 rushing and 133 passing. It wasn't like a dominant rushing or dominant passing. That offensive wasn't impressive, right? Now, what was impressive? You had the ball for 35 minutes. You had the ball for 11
Exactly.
minutes more than them. That was impressive, right? But that also is attributed to your defense, right? Because
Well,
look,
and the offense
they were
sustain
down to
having long drives.
third down efficiency, right? Two for 9 in the things. You guys were 8 for 17. Right, your total plays, you
Yeah.
ran 16 more plays in 11 minutes. You ran one play, almost a little 1 point something minutes. Sacks allowed were 2 for both teams. You punted 3 times, they punted 4. Penalties weren't so bad. No fumbles, no interceptions. But that's the deal. I'm just saying to you that, you know, if Russell, if you're 3-0, there's an argument on why you change it. You're 3-0 is because you saw that you're going to need more because you're not there to have a winning season. You're there to make it to the playoffs, right? You're there to win a Super Bowl. So you're going to need offense, right? And you're going to need it early where it's not constantly the pressure on your defense. Can your defense handle it? Yes. But the whole point of I thought this was the steal of the century was because you had 2 options, man, that were light years above what you've had since Ben.
Yeah.
So, man, if you're going to be doing the same thing with those 2 quarterbacks, I still think it's a deal, but it's a deal that is underperforming than overperforming. Byron,
We'll see.
Are you delay
They've
or
always
because I
run
can't?
with a running game. No, wait a minute. Wait.
Okay, we can hear you now.
What about now? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Pittsburgh has always run with strong defense, run the ball, control the ball, quarterback play. You might as well admit that because they've had, Rothenberg, Bradshaw, those 2. But that's the recipe, man. Just don't go out there and just don't screw it up. That's all you need to do is just don't throw interceptions, don't fumble the ball, turn around, hand off to the running backs, and just let them do their job. That's it. Easy.
Low turnovers. That's the main thing. Whatever you do not turn it over. That is what Tomlin wants. If that means being ultra conservative, so be it. And you're right. That is not sustainable for winning and beating the elite teams. They got to score eventually, but hey, it worked for 1 week.
I'm just saying to you that it has to, I don't know. For me, I don't know what if you're 3-0, it's an argument saying, hey, why are you going to take something out? But if you're just playing the same way you were playing, I definitely give Russell a chance if he gets healthy. If he's out 4, 5, 6 weeks, I think he's just I don't know. Then I'd make it. I'd probably change my mind there. But again, it's week 1. It's no big deal. But I do think that Justin has to perform better. His expectation is to perform way better than he performed. 6 field goals is not going to, you got to score touchdowns in the NFL. And you're in a division, you better score some touchdowns.
Yeah.
You're in a division, you better score touchdowns. Field goals ain't going to cut it. When you go against the Ravens, ain't going to cut it. Burrow, when Jamar chasing them get on roll, they're going to come back. Right? So we'll go from there. But hey, I liked one. I want to see Russell have a good year, but I think it's Justin Fields' team for the future. There's no doubt. But he's got to perform because you got Chicago saying, "Okay, we didn't really lose much, right? It wasn't like he didn't do Barkley on.
They gave him away.
He didn't do Barkley on him, right? Pittsburgh, Chicago's not saying, "Oh, okay, oh my God, why did we get rid of Justin Fields?" They're like, "Okay, he performed okay." Right. So, all right, let's go into here. Mr. Byron, what'd you think about the Jets Niners?
the Jets basically on defense, and their defense is supposed to be the strong part of that team. The strongest part of the team got punched right smack in the mouth. Running the ball, they ran off tackle all game long. It was like they didn't have any remedy until later on when they went on with a 5-man front. And it still didn't slow them down. And people finally have to realize that, and I'm gonna realize too that Brock Purdy is one of those guys, that elite quarterback. I understand that he's some, with Kittle and Ayuk and all these guys he's surrounded with on offense, but yeah, that's a different team with them. Especially that Trent Williams didn't play the whole preseason and showed up after he got his money, showed up and played the whole game. Or we're gonna have him on a pitch count. That guy's 36 years old, and he pretty much he sets the tone for that offense because they ran off tackle, the poor defensive ends and linebackers, that were in the gap when that big train was coming. They got trucked, and they got trucked by basically an undrafted running back because Christian McCaffrey didn't play, and he just plugged this other guy, and it was like he was never playing anything. Like they didn't miss a beat with this running back that they had out there. So yeah, they were very impressive, and I wasn't too thrilled with the Jets. They didn't look good at all.
Okay, just for the record, I just want to tell you some of the numbers that Roethlisberger put up. In his career, he put up 418 TDs, right? You got his last couple of years, he put 22, 33, and then I guess he was hurt in 2019 on a motorcycle. Then he had 34, 28, 29, 21, 32, 28, 26. That's some offense, man. That's not just defense. That's some offense.
Well, he's been gone for 3 years.
I'm just saying to you but Pittsburgh. Your identity in Pittsburgh. Byron was bringing it up. He brought up Ben. He brought up, Bradshaw. I'm just saying when Roethlisberger was there and you won and championships and you won, right? You guys were putting TDs in. You were scoring TDs.
And they had great defenses too.
Okay, and in fact, who's the one that won? Wasn't an offensive receiver won the MVP in the Super Bowl? What was his name?
Antonio Holmes.
No, it wasn't Holmes. It was he Korean
Hines Ward.
Hines Ward.
Hines Ward. Yeah.
Okay, he's a receiver. Receiver needs a quarterback to win MVP, like Deion Branch. Okay, so I'm just saying to you that again. I got nothing but love for Pittsburgh, Joe. I'm just saying to you that you can't have the same old stuff with those two quarterbacks. You guys got to put up points. I think you put up points, you're going to be dangerous because your defense is that good. And TJ Watt's no joke. He is no joke.
They don't need Ben Roethlisberger, Hall of Fame quarterback. They just need an average quarterback. They just had an average offense. This, like you said, this team would be deadly. If they put up 20 points a game, even 20, that's it, 20 points a game, they would dominate because the defense only gives up like 10, 14, 17 points. They would win almost every game if they had just had a decent offense.
I think you're gonna need a little bit more than 20 because when you start coming against, you're in the AFC. They're putting up points in the AFC, right? So you just gotta be careful. I think your defense is good enough to pull it out and win and get the stop, but you're gonna want to put them at least ahead. Right? You don't want to have them always playing from behind. I don't think it's going to be great behind. But anyhow, Jets, let's go. Okay, I'm sorry. Jets, we were talking about the Jets and the 49ers. That first drive, those guys dropped balls in their hands for Aaron Rodgers. They got a drive stopped right off the bat. I mean, those receivers got to perform. And I don't think it would have made that much of a difference in the game, but it kind of stinks is when you got a first down and the ball goes right in your hands and you drop it. And I thought Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he zips that ball, man. I mean, I think he's going to be okay. And remember that one year he lost in the first game and they told everybody just to take it easy and relax, and he came back, almost won an MVP again. So, if they catch the ball, and Salah has to do something on that defense because you average less than 20 points on average. Right now you're at 34. So to average 20, you better hold the next team to 10.
No, they need to shore up their defense because now they got a blueprint as far as attacking that defense. So other teams are going to try the same thing, run off tackle. I don't know why they didn't hedge up.
And Byron, let me ask you something, right? Because we both played defense, but you played line. Was it me, but were their splits massive?
Yeah,
Like it was like there was nobody in the middle.
yeah.
Nobody was in the middle. You had 3 guys or 4 guys, and nobody was. I mean, I don't understand. You could have did quarterback sneak and got 5 yards.
Yeah,
Joe,
but they did that. They
go ahead, Byron.
they did that on purpose, as far with the bigger splits, because they wanted to run off tackle either side. You're not clogging up everything, so you spread them out. That's what, even at the youth league level, we do it. Spread them out, run off tackle.
No, but I'm saying the Jets' defense was super spread out. Like they're like,
Yeah, because,
they looked. There was a hole before you even snapped the ball.
yeah, because they were trying to match up with what the 49ers were doing on their offensive line. So you got to match it up.
It didn't work.
No, off tackle, no, it did not at all.
Those linemen were getting in the second level, like off the snap.
Yeah.
Off the snap, they were already hitting linebackers. Joe?
First of all, the 49ers are really good. When we were doing our top 5 things, we had the 49ers either 1 or 2. So you're talking about one of either the best or the second best team in the league.
Without the best player in the league.
The 49ers do this crazy thing where they actually play their starters in the preseason. The Jets are one of those teams that don't at all. And it's like Eric was saying, half of these teams, they don't play their starters at all, and they treat the first 2 or 3, 4 games like the actual preseason. It's ridiculous. You just look. You can almost, if you want to make money, just look at the teams that don't play their starters and the teams that do play their starters in week 1, and you could see the 49ers dominate. They dominated this year. They dominated last year, week 1 against the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, I think, the Jets are going to be fine because as long as Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, he's an actual quarterback. We were just talking about the Steelers, and the Steelers have a good defense, and they just need an offense. The Jets are the same way. The Jets have a great defense. They just need a little bit of offense. And they can just keep Aaron Rodgers healthy. That offense will be fine. He'll be fine, and the Jets will be fine.
Okay. All right. So we're about to he's getting close to wrap up. This show went fast today. All righty. So we got some stuff coming up. Who do you got for tonight's game, Byron? I know it already started, but
Buffalo Bills.
Joe?
I think the Bills are really good, so I'll go with the Bills.
All right, let's see. What do we know the score right now? Oh, they're here, right? They're playing here.
Bills are winning 10-7.
Yep, 10-7.
Yeah. Man. You know what? I'm just. You guys both pick the Bills. I'm gonna go for Papa Paul, or for our Dolphin fans that goes come out. I'm gonna go, even they're losing right now. I'm gonna go with Miami. Let's see what Miami, because I think Tua said it best. Everyone's been talking that we can't beat Bills. Well, here's your shot, and you're playing home, right? You got to play. You got to play to win. You got to play to win. All right. Okay, so you got them. What do we got coming up now? Let's go. Shoot, I haven't did my sheet. We got games coming up this week, right? So let's go here. You want to pick real quick, Byron and Joe?
Yeah, might as well.
NFL schedule. All right, let's go real quick. Okay, here it is. You ready? Okay. I can't mark it, so hopefully we get this back recorded week 1. Okay, go. Week 2, you guys already picked. Okay, 40. Okay, let's go. 49ers, Vikings. Joe?
49ers.
Byron?
49ers.
Seahawks, Patriots. Patriots were pretty surprising. Byron?
Seattle.
Joe?
Seahawks.
I'm going to go with Seahawks too. Giants, Commanders.
Giants.
Joe?
Commanders.
Unfortunately, I'm going to pick the Commanders until they prove me wrong. Chargers, Panthers. Joe?
Chargers.
Saints, Cowboys. This is going to be a good game here.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I'm going with Saints. Just because I got to. Colts, Packers. Oh, there's no Jordan Love. Damn.
Colts. Yeah.
Colts.
And not
Yeah,
only that, but
Colts.
they have a terrible backup. So I
By
go
the way,
Colts.
speaking of that real quick, right, I'm going to pick the Colts as well. Byron, why'd they keep Jordan Love in that game when you were not going to win it?
Maybe they thought it was going to be like a miracle or something. I
Well,
don't know.
why? It was a miracle. It was a miracle for everybody else that Jordan Love got hurt. That's terrible. All right, Browns, Jaguars. Oh, that should be easy.
Jaguars.
Byron,
Browns.
I'm
They
going
can
Jaguars.
right the ship.
I think Deshaun Watson was terrible. And let me tell you, if Trevor Lawrence didn't get that contract, I think he would have. Deshaun Watson would have stopped everybody from getting paid, and that didn't happen. But this is a bad deal for the Browns. Jets, Titans,
Jets.
Jets, Bucks, Lions. Ooh, that's a good game.
Ooh. Lions, but that'll be good.
Lions.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Raiders, Ravens,
Ravens.
Ravens, Cardinals, Rams,
Rams.
Rams,
Ooh, that'll be a good one too.
Bengals, Chiefs,
Chiefs.
Chiefs, Steelers, Broncos,
Steelers.
Steelers, Bears, Texans,
Texans.
Texans, Falcons, Eagles,
Eagles.
Eagles. All right, that'll wrap us up. All right, gentlemen, and last but not least, when I end this positive, so we'll flip it up right now. Any comments on the Tyreek Hill situation, Byron? You're a police officer, former police officer. Okay, and for just to make the comment out, to give a little commentary, Tyreek Hill came out first saying he didn't do anything. He was polite, he was nice, and he wants to be a future police officer. Go
What?
ahead, Byron. Yep, he came when it first came out, before the body cam came out. Tyreek Hill said, "Hey, I was polite, I was nice, I did everything." Stephen A. Smith was. Let me tell you something. Stephen A. Smith. Sometimes I don't like some of the stuff he does and talks about, but today I give him some credit because he didn't like the fact that Tyreek Hill first came out saying how nice and everything he was, and then Stephen and them jumped immediately to his defense because they didn't see the other video. And then when you saw the real video, did you see it, Byron? You're a police officer.
No.
How would you have handled that? You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, man, you got to see it. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of the color real quick. Okay, he got pulled over for traffic. Okay, he's in a dark black Lambo, whatever, with
McLaren.
McLaren, a super illegal tinted windows, so you could not see at all inside. The police officer came up, pulled him over, and Byron, when you pull him over and you go to talk to someone, you're a former police officer, what are you asking them to do? They're supposed to do what? He knocked on his window. Lower your window, please. Why do I got to lower my window? Lower your window, please. Why do I lower your window? That's not what he said he did in the beginning. Okay?
Right.
So, and then he was a little bit confrontational. Now, that's where Stephen A. Smith says, wait, that's not how you said to us in the first place. Now, that does not condone the physicality that they did to him. There's no reason why. Then Caleb, what was the big defensive lineman? They handcuffed him too.
He's a
Okay.
big dude, though. He
Yeah,
got.
He is, but he wasn't doing anything. You just tell him, man, I don't understand. There's too many police officers. You got to handle those situations. I think the physicality in which they handled Tyreek Hill was unacceptable. It's just that Tyreek Hill looked bad because he acted like he was super, super innocent. He didn't want to roll the window down. He didn't want to listen to the police officer. But there's still no reason for them to pull him out, rip him down, then jump on the guy's back. And there's no reason for that.
Yeah,
That
but
was-
I have seen the video at all. How much resistance was he giving them when he came out the car? That's what you need to see. Was he,
Very little.
big? Like if
Yeah.
he's doing very little, then there was no need to, put him on the ground and put your knee, because we are trained not to put your knee in the middle of somebody's back. We stopped doing, we did it. We stopped doing that decades ago. You don't put your knee on somebody's
It
back.
still
You don't
seem
put
like
it on
they're
your
doing
neck. You don't put it in the back. You don't put it on the neck at all. That's a no go. But it just depends on how much resistance. If he wasn't resistant, you get him out the car the best you can. Up against the car, whatever. Do what you got to do. But as far as like taking him to the ground and all that, the knee in the back and stuff, that was a little much.
I think it was a lot. Yeah, I think they were over aggressive, but I think that look. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. What are your thoughts on that?
No, you nailed it. The police should not have handled it the way they did. They were excessive, but Tyreek Hill should have handled it better, and he even said so himself. It's just a really bad. Everybody looks bad. The police really look bad, and Tyreek Hill just looks a little bit bad, but still, just not a good look for the police. And it makes you wonder what if it wasn't a famous football player, what would have happened. And I am shocked that they actually released the body cam footage, because usually in these situations they conveniently turn the body cam off or don't release it or don't give any information. But they've been extremely transparent from the minute this happened of all of this. So I mean, kudos to them for that. But it's just a bad situation all around.
Yeah, but you usually don't know, like as far as them turning off the body cam and stuff, you get fired for that, certain places if you turn it off, because then it looks bad.
There's always an excuse. They always seem to have an excuse why it's off.
But whenever there's a situation that arises, you're supposed to turn that right on, right, Byron?
Yeah. And you also don't know if other people are videotaping you. There's people have cameras everywhere, so you don't know, if from the building, from over here, somebody over here, you don't know. You really don't know. So the best thing they could have done was, release it, say, well, here, this is what he did, and this is what we did. But that poor guy, man, poor cop might get fired, because
he's gonna get fired.
Yeah,
he's gonna get fired. I mean, because look, the one thing I learned with Benny and stuff was, you get pulled over, roll your window down, and put your hands on the steering wheel. Okay,
that's all you got to do.
That's it. Yes, sir. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Shannon Sharp came on First Take, and he said, look, your job is to get your ticket and get out of there as fast as possible so you can get home safe. Put your hands on the window, roll your window. Yes, officer. You know why I pulled you over? No, you were speeding. No, I didn't realize it was speeding. Okay, where's your stuff? Get your stuff. Hand it to him. Okay, let me take care of it, and get out.
That's
you know what I mean? But, Tyreek made it a little bit difficult in the beginning. It still doesn't condone how, because if that wasn't Tyreek Hill, if that was a beat up Oldsmobile, and that was somewhere, because by the way, Joe, by Miami Stadium, it's a really rough area. You don't know if that was a stolen car. Everyone's like, hey, you're in a Mercedes. No, dude, that's a bad area. So it could have been stolen. Dude, Byron, his tints were so dark, they were illegal. He could have got a ticket for his tints.
That's probably why they caught, the two things, the car and the tint are the two things that caught their attention. That's what, if you got one of those.
And he's speeding.
That's three things. So he brought, I'm not saying that he deserved what happened, but
he didn't deserve
three
it.
Things,
but
the three things could have been avoided. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't cause it, but he like, it's like, it's like what we say with some of these athletes, right? That they come from rough areas and they make money. Don't go back home into the same bars, into the thing. You're just going to get yourself in trouble.
You know what I mean? Hang out with the same people.
You can't hang out with the same people because, there's jealousy. I know you're young and you want to be with your boys. Have a private party, but don't go to the same hood in the club. Something's going to happen. They want to begin to a problem with you.
Yeah, don't be driving your $700,000 car through the hood.
Yeah, exactly, because those guys, they don't have no fear on taking what they want to take. Any criminal doesn't. So anyhow, I don't like that happened to him. I'm pretty impressed though his performance after having that situation. I mean, the guy, he balled out, man. I mean, then he made fun of the handcuffs in the end zone.
He was speeding on the field too.
What'd you say, Byron?
He should have done that. That was a little bit much. It wasn't a good look.
No, and the other thing is, remember, he said he wants to be a police officer himself. Well, then would he want someone to behave the way he did? But again, that officer, you know. And Byron, what bothers me the most is these other officers are seeing this happen, and someone should step in. Hey, look, relax. You don't have to. What I don't understand, I don't care whether it's Miami or anywhere else. How does the same stuff keep happening, and you're being recorded? Everyone's. At what point does it stop? Be more.
Because it's life or death.
conscious.
It's it's real easy to say looking back. It's like, well, they should have been calm, and this is a possibly life or death situation. You don't know who that is, and you don't know what they're going to do. So it's real easy to say, well, they should have calmly handled that and handled it with all the procedures and stuff. It's like, this is fight or flight. This is possibly a life or death situation. You don't know if he has a gun. You don't know what's going on. So,
True.
yeah, it's just it's the heat of the moment. Obviously, it was the heat of the moment. They got super upset and they didn't act the way they were supposed to. But
Joe,
it's a tough situation to put themselves in.
The situations that we're seeing are happening is after he's handcuffed. So it's not like, I understand the situation that before he rolls the window down. I understand all that. And I have nothing but respect for police officers, right? Okay. But once you got the guy handcuffed, where's your life in that situation? If you get your butt whooped or getting taken over with a guy with his handcuffs behind his back, you shouldn't have a job in the first place.
Oh,
but I'm talking, this is once he's handcuffed, you're in control.
Over. And why are they handcuffing his teammates?
Because they're big old giant guys behind them for their safety. And Calais Campbell is a big human being.
Huge, he's huge, right? But the bottom line is just, I'm sorry, we got to do something. I don't know I don't understand. There's got to be some mechanism or trigger. We just got to have people of color more safe. They have to feel more protected in this country than they are right now. Because I think that the abuse of power is still too rampant, in this country, and it shouldn't be that way. And Joe, all I'm saying is, handle it is, once you guys have a guy, in my opinion, subdued, is by handcuff. You already got him handcuffed. There's 3-4 officers there. Someone should be the voice of reasoning.
The supervisor should have been on the scene. Whoever the supervisor
Someone should be the
was.
voice of reason. The guy is handcuffed. He's 5'10".
Yeah.
He's not a big guy.
They lost their cool. They clearly lost their cool, and it's just,
it is what it is. So let's move on there. But anyhow, hey, let's get looking for Joe. Thanks for showing. Tell us about where we could get a hold of you and your show and when time it is.
Donut Bag Mondays at 7. We're hoping for a touchdown.
Hoping for oh yeah. You better get at least 2. You gotta get at least
maybe 2.
All right, so it's
we'll be happy with 1.
The Donut Bag. All right, Mr. Byron Jones, always a pleasure. Don't forget to see us every Thursday streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can catch our show. You can get our previous shows, our past shows. Please join in. If you like what you see, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe on all our channels on YouTube, Twitter, or X, at Spotify. Get our podcast, listen to our show, look for some of the downloads, look at our network, look at to the Donut Bag, and let's have a great night, gentlemen. Thank you as always, and we will see you next week. Take care, guys. Bye.